The town of Green Hill was quiet that evening. The streets were empty, and the soft wind carried the faint smell of wet soil. Most people had already gone home, and the lamps lining the narrow streets flickered gently. Rayan, a boy of 17, was walking slowly along the edge of town, carrying the small satchel he used for his part-time job at the bookstore. He loved reading more than anything, but he also enjoyed the calm walks home, especially when the stars shone brightly overhead. Tonight the sky was almost completely clear. Only a few clouds drifted lazily across the moon, casting shadows on the ground. Rayan usually walked along the main road, but tonight he decided to take the forest path. It was shorter, and he liked the quiet sounds of the trees. The path was lined with tall oaks and pines, their roots twisting across the earth. He had walked this path many times before, but tonight something felt different. A shiver ran down his spine, though the air was not cold. He shrugged and told himself it was just his imagination. As he entered the forest, the sounds of the town faded behind him. Only the wind, rustling leaves, and the occasional hoot of an owl filled the space around him. The trees towered above, their branches forming shapes that danced in the moonlight. The deeper he went, the quieter it became. Rayan loved quiet, but tonight it felt heavy. He sensed that he was not entirely alone. After walking for about 15 minutes, he reached the old bridge. It was a small wooden bridge that crossed a narrow stream. The wood was worn and smooth from years of footsteps. Rayan stopped and leaned on the railing, looking down at the water. The moon reflected softly on the surface, and he could see tiny fish moving slowly beneath. He always enjoyed moments like this. The world seemed still, and he felt small but safe. Suddenly, a faint blue light appeared among the trees on the other side of the bridge. It was soft at first, like a candle flame flickering in the distance. Rayan blinked and rubbed his eyes, thinking it might be a reflection or a firefly. But the light moved with a strange rhythm, drifting slowly toward him. He froze. His curiosity was stronger than his fear. He took a cautious step forward. "Hello?" he called softly, but no answer came. The light grew brighter, illuminating the trees around it. The shadows on the ground seemed to twist and stretch toward the glow. Rayan felt a mixture of wonder and nervousness. He had read many stories about magical creatures in the forest, but he had always believed they were just stories. Tonight he was not so sure. The light stopped near the edge of the bridge, floating just above the ground. Rayan could now make out a figure within it. She looked like a girl about his age, but her form was different. Her skin seemed to glow faintly in the soft blue light, and her hair floated gently as if it were weightless. She wore a long, simple robe that shimmered as she moved. She looked at him with eyes that were brighter than any Rayan had ever seen. They were like liquid sapphires, deep and mysterious. Then he heard it. A voice, soft and melodic, spoke directly into his mind. "Are you alone, human?" Rayan's heart jumped. He looked around, but no one else was there. I am, he said aloud, unsure if she could hear him. The figure tilted her head as if studying him. The light around her flickered gently, almost like a heartbeat. "You are brave," she said. "Most humans would run at the sight of me. I don't know why I didn't," Rayan admitted. You are not like anything I've ever seen." She smiled faintly, and the light around her shimmered. "I am Lyra," she said. "I have been waiting for someone to hear me." Rayan frowned. "Waiting for someone? Me?" He did not understand. "Yes," she said softly. "I have watched your world for a long time. I have not spoken to humans in many years. Most cannot hear me, but you can." Rayan felt a strange warmth in his chest. "Why can I hear you?" he asked. Lyra stepped a little closer, her glowing eyes meeting his. "Because you still listen," she said. "You notice the world even when others do not. You see the small things. That is why I chose to speak to you." Rayan swallowed hard. His heart was beating fast, but he felt no danger. Only wonder and curiosity. Who are you really?" he asked. "I am not entirely of your world," she said. "I live in the hidden light of the forest. Many years ago humans could see us, but as your kind forgot, we faded from view. Only a few remain, and we watch, waiting for those who still believe." Rayan looked around, trying to imagine what she meant. The forest seemed normal, but he now knew there was something more hidden beneath the ordinary trees and shadows. "So you are magic?" he whispered. Lyra laughed softly. "Magic is what humans call what they do not understand. I am simply what remains when wonder is forgotten." Rayan's mind was full of questions, but he knew he had to be careful. "Why ask if I am alone?" he asked finally. She looked down at her hands. "Because others like me do not trust humans," she said. If they knew I was speaking to one, they would stop me. But you are different. You can hear me and you are not afraid. Rayan felt a mixture of fear and pride. I guess I am curious, he admitted. Curiosity is rare, Lyra said. It is what makes humans special. It is why you are here. The blue light surrounding her shimmered and Rayan felt drawn closer. He could sense the calmness and power in her presence. For the first time in his life, he felt completely aware of the forest around him. Every rustle of leaves, every flicker of shadow, every distant sound seemed to hold meaning. He realized that he was seeing more than just the forest. He was seeing something alive and ancient. Lyra stepped even closer and her eyes locked with his again. You must promise to remember this night, she said. Many humans will forget. Only those who remember can see us. Rayan nodded, feeling that this was a promise he had to keep. I will remember, he said. A soft smile appeared on Lyra's face and the light around her pulsed gently. Then you are ready, she said. Ready to know what most cannot see. Ready to understand the hidden world. Rayan felt a shiver of excitement. He did not know what lay ahead, but he knew that his life was about to change. The forest was no longer just trees and shadows. It was a living, breathing world full of secrets, and tonight he had met one of its guardians. The blue light glowed brighter for a moment, then slowly began to fade. Lyra's figure became less solid, but her eyes never left his. Stay curious, human, she whispered. And do not forget that the unseen is always watching. As the light disappeared completely, Rayan stood alone on the bridge. The forest around him looked ordinary again, but he knew it was not. He could feel it in his heart. Something had awakened in him, something that would never allow him to see the world the same way again. He took a deep breath, his mind racing with thoughts and questions. That night, Rayan walked home slowly, but he was not afraid. The forest no longer seemed dark or lonely. It was alive with whispers, light, and possibilities. And somewhere deep in the shadows, eyes like sapphires watched over him, waiting for the moment he would understand. From that night onward, Rayan would never be the same. The world held secrets he could barely imagine, and a voice soft and glowing would remain in his mind forever. The morning sun slowly rose over the town of Greenhill, spilling golden light across the rooftops and streets. Birds chirped cheerfully and the air felt fresh and calm, but for Rayan nothing seemed the same as before. Last night's encounter with Lyra lingered in his mind. He could not stop thinking about the glowing figure, her sapphire eyes and the strange voice that spoke directly to him. Every leaf he saw seemed to shimmer with some hidden secret, and every shadow felt like it held a story he could almost hear. Rayan sat on the edge of his small wooden porch, staring at the forest in the distance. He had spent hours walking through it before, but now he wondered what he had missed. The ordinary trees, the fallen leaves, the winding paths, they all seemed ordinary to everyone else, but he now suspected there was something more. Something unseen, waiting for the right person to notice, and somehow he felt chosen. As he got ready to leave for the bookstore, he noticed a soft glow coming from the forest edge. He froze, his heart pounding. Could it be her, Lyra? The blue light that had frightened and fascinated him last night appeared again, faint but unmistakable. It hovered near the first row of trees, flickering like a gentle flame. Rayan's curiosity pushed him forward. He dropped his satchel and ran toward the light, careful to keep quiet so no one from the town would see him. When he reached the spot, Lyra stood waiting. She had not moved, yet she seemed aware of his every step. The sunlight made her glow softer than it had been under the moon, but her presence was still breathtaking. She smiled faintly, and the faint blue light shimmered around her form. You came, she said, her voice like wind chimes dancing in the morning air. I couldn't stop thinking about last night, Rayan admitted. I had to see you again. Lyra tilted her head slightly, watching him carefully. You are brave, human, she said. Most humans would not return once they have seen me. They would be too afraid, but you are different, Rayan swallowed hard. Different how? You see more than others, Lyra explained. You notice things that go unnoticed. You care when no one is looking. You listen even when the world seems silent. That is why I spoke to you. Rayan took a deep breath. I don't understand, he said. What are you exactly? Lyra stepped closer, her robe flowing around her like water. I am one of the guardians of the hidden light, she said softly. A part of the forest that most humans cannot see. Long ago, humans and guardians lived closer together, but your kind forgot. You stopped believing in the unseen, and so many of my kind faded. Only a few of us remain. Rayan looked around at the ordinary forest, but now he could sense it differently. The trees, the grass, even the small insects seemed alive in a way he had never noticed. It was as if the forest itself was holding its breath, waiting for him to understand. Hidden light, he asked. What does that mean? Lyra's eyes softened. It means there is more to this world than what humans can see. The forest, the rivers, the wind, all of it has energy, life, and light that connects us. Most humans have forgotten how to see it, but some still can. Some still believe, even if they do not realize it. You are one of those humans, Rayan. Rayan felt a mixture of awe and nervousness. Why me? Why did you choose me? Because you are curious and kind, Lyra replied. You still notice the small things. You have not stopped dreaming, even when others have. That is rare. Rayan looked at her in wonder. So you've been watching me? I have, she said. I have watched your walks through the forest, your quiet moments at the bookstore, your small acts of kindness that no one else noticed. I knew the moment I saw you that you would listen. That is why I spoke to you. The blue glow around her shimmered gently, almost like a heartbeat. Rayan could feel a strange calm washing over him. He realized that Lyra was not just a guardian of light, but also a guardian of something much deeper. Hope, belief, and wonder. Can you show me your world? He asked softly. Lyra's eyes sparkled. Part of it, she said. But you must promise to remember that this is not for everyone. Humans who cannot see or hear us often fear what they do not understand. If others discover my presence, it could fade and the hidden light could be lost. I promise, Rayan said. I will keep your secret, she nodded. Then follow me, she said. She floated forward, the blue light leading the way as Rayan followed cautiously. The forest around them seemed to respond to her presence. The shadows moved gently as if making room for her, and the air felt alive with whispers too soft for him to hear clearly. The path twisted and turned, and Rayan felt like he was stepping into a place that existed somewhere between reality and a dream. After walking for some time, they reached a small clearing. The sunlight broke through the tree canopy, illuminating a strange stone circle in the center. Tiny motes of light danced above the stones, moving like fireflies but brighter. Rayan's eyes widened. What is this place? He whispered. This is a meeting place for those who still remember, Lyra explained. The hidden light gathers here to remain connected. Humans rarely come here, but some who can hear us may find their way. Rayan stepped closer, feeling a tingling warmth in the air. The stones seemed alive, pulsing faintly with energy. It feels different, he said. It is, Lyra said softly. Everything here is alive in a way your world has forgotten. The wind carries stories, the trees remember old truths, and the light protects those who are worthy. Rayan looked around in awe. Why has no one else seen this? Because most humans do not believe, Lyra said. Belief is what keeps the light alive. When humans forget, the unseen world fades. That is why I watch, waiting for someone like you. Rayan felt a heavy sense of responsibility. So I have to believe. More than that, Lyra said. You must notice, you must care, and you must protect. Only then can the hidden light survive. Rayan nodded slowly. I will do my best. Lyra's glow brightened slightly and she floated closer. Good. You are ready to see more, but you must understand that this journey is only beginning. There are things in the forest you have never imagined. Some are gentle, some are mysterious, but all are part of the hidden world. As they continued walking, Rayan noticed small details he had never seen before. Tiny lights moved among the roots, whispering as they passed. The trees seemed to hum softly, and the leaves shimmered as if made of crystal. Every step revealed new wonders, and Rayan realized he had been blind to the beauty around him. Do you live here alone? He asked, glancing at Lyra. No, she said. There are others, but they are far away. Some do not trust humans at all. They remain hidden, observing from a distance. Only a few of us speak to humans now. I am one of the few who still chooses to try. Rayan felt honored and nervous at the same time. And what happens if humans forget completely? Lyra's face grew serious. Then the light fades. The forest loses its connection to your world and the unseen world shrinks. That is why your role is important. Your curiosity and care can help the light remain. Rayan thought about his life in Greenhill. Most people rushed through their days, never noticing the small wonders around them. He had always been different, though he had never understood why. Now he knew. His curiosity, his attention to detail, his quiet kindness. These were what made him capable of seeing Lyra and her world. "You are ready to learn more," Lyra said, sensing his thoughts. "But first you must understand the rules of the hidden light. Do not speak of what you see to anyone who cannot hear or see it. Do not try to capture it or prove it. And most importantly, never stop believing." Rayan nodded. "I understand." "Good," she said, smiling. "Then let us begin. There are wonders to show you, and lessons you must learn. Tonight, the forest will teach you more than any book ever could." As the sun rose higher, the clearing glowed with a strange, gentle light. Rayan felt a thrill of excitement and fear. He did not know what lay ahead, but he knew one thing for certain. His life had changed forever. The hidden world had opened its doors to him, and Lyra, the girl of light, had chosen him as her witness. Rayan took a deep breath and stepped forward, ready to follow her into the secrets of the forest, into a world that most humans could never imagine, a world where light, wonder, and belief intertwined, and somewhere deep in the trees the hidden eyes of the unseen world watched, waiting to see if he was truly ready. The forest was alive in a way Rayan had never imagined. Each step he took revealed new wonders, new mysteries, and new questions. The blue glow of Lyra's presence lit the path ahead, though the sun had already risen. It felt like the forest recognized her, bending the light and the shadows around them as if the trees themselves were alive. Rayan followed her carefully, trying not to disturb the soft whispers of the hidden light that floated around the roots and rocks. Every sound seemed amplified, the gentle rustle of leaves, the distant call of a bird, and even the soft murmur of the wind. He felt like he was walking through a world layered on top of the ordinary forest he had always known. "Do all guardians look like you?" Rayan asked cautiously. Lyra glanced at him, her sapphire eyes reflecting the sunlight. "Some do," she said softly. "But each of us is unique. Some appear brighter, some dimmer. Some move silently, some prefer shadows. The form you see is what humans can notice, though our true essence is beyond shape and color." Rayan nodded, though he didn't fully understand. "And you said there are others like you?" "Yes," Lyra replied. "Many of my kind are hidden. They watch humans from afar. Some believe it is safer to remain unseen. Others distrust humans entirely. I am one of the few who still reaches out. I have waited for someone who could hear and understand." They walked in silence for a while. The deeper they went, the stranger and more beautiful the forest became. Tiny lights floated in the air, forming patterns that seemed almost like words in a language he could not understand. Moss-covered stones glimmered faintly, and the streams reflected colors that did not exist in the ordinary world. Rayan felt as if he had stepped into a dream, yet every detail seemed real. "Why are humans so different now?" Rayan asked finally. "Why can't most of them see your world?" Lyra paused and looked up at the canopy above. Long ago, humans and guardians were connected. The world was full of wonder and humans could see the hidden light. But over time, your kind began to forget. Cities grew, forests were cut down, and people stopped believing in things they could not touch. The connection weakened. Most humans stopped noticing and our world became invisible. Rayan felt a pang of sadness. "That's so sad," he said. "How could they forget?" "Not all forgot," Lyra said, her voice soft. "Some still remember, even if only a little. Curiosity, kindness, and wonder, these are the keys. When humans stop looking, stop listening, stop caring, we fade. That is why I need you. You still notice. You still care." Rayan felt a strange warmth inside. For so long he had felt different from others, though he had never fully understood why. Now he knew. His quiet moments of observation, his love for small details, his curiosity, they were what allowed him to see Lyra. They reached a small clearing where the trees formed a natural dome overhead. Sunlight streamed through the gaps and the air shimmered with tiny lights. In the center of the clearing was a pool of water that reflected not only the forest but also something more. Glimmering, moving shapes that seemed alive. "This is one of the sacred places of the hidden light," Lyra said. "Here the energy of the forest gathers. The pool shows the hidden truths of the world. Look closely, Rayan, but do not be afraid of what you see." Rayan leaned closer to the water. At first he saw only his reflection and Lyra's glowing figure. Then slowly shapes began to appear. Creatures he could not recognize, delicate and beautiful, moving gracefully beneath the surface. Some resembled birds, others fish, and some were completely unlike anything he had ever seen. They glowed softly, illuminating the water with gentle colors. "They are real?" he whispered, awestruck. "Yes," Lyra said. "They exist alongside your world, though most humans cannot see them. They are part of the hidden light, the balance of this forest. Every creature, every plant, every stream carries energy that connects to all life. The forest remembers everything, and the light protects what is worthy." Rayan felt overwhelmed. "It's beautiful," he said quietly. "I didn't know this world existed." "That is why I chose to speak to you," Lyra said. "You are ready to learn its secrets, but you must understand that not all of them are gentle. Some beings are wary of humans. Some may even try to frighten you, but their intentions are not always harmful. They are guardians of their space. Respect and patience are the keys." Rayan nodded, feeling both excitement and nervousness. "I will be careful," he promised. They spent hours walking deeper into the forest, and Rayan noticed how different everything felt. Flowers glowed faintly even in daylight, and vines moved as if they were alive. Birds with radiant feathers flew overhead, singing melodies he had never heard before. Small animals peeked from the bushes, their eyes shining like tiny lanterns. The forest was alive in a way he had never imagined, full of light, sound, and energy. "Do humans ever see this?" Rayan asked again. "Rarely," Lyra said. "Sometimes a human with pure curiosity and a kind heart may catch a glimpse, but most are too focused on themselves to notice. That is why the hidden light fades over time. The world loses its connection to those who could protect it. Humans forget and we must wait," Rayan frowned. "So you've been waiting a long time?" "Yes," she said softly. "Longer than you can imagine. But the hidden light has patience. Time does not matter to us as it does to humans. We wait for those who are ready." They reached a hilltop where the forest opened up to a wide view of the town below. The rooftops glimmered in the morning sun, and the streets looked peaceful. Rayan realized he had never seen his town like this before, from above, surrounded by the hidden forest. "Do you live here too?" he asked, glancing at Lyra. "No," she said. "I travel through the hidden spaces, watching and protecting. But I am bound to this forest. I cannot leave it for long. The hidden light is tied to this land, and I belong to it as much as it belongs to me." Rayan felt a sense of awe and respect. He had always thought of the forest as ordinary, but now he understood that it was extraordinary. It had its own life, its own rules, and its own guardians. "Can you show me the other beings?" he asked eagerly. Lyra smiled faintly. "Patience, Rayan, one step at a time. You must first understand the rules, the balance. Respect is the first lesson. Every being has its purpose. Every light has its place. If you rush, you may not see the truth." Rayan nodded. He understood that this journey was not about speed or discovery alone. It was about learning to notice, to care, and to respect. He felt a sense of responsibility he had never felt before. As the day passed, they returned to a quiet clearing where the hidden light gathered most strongly. Lyra stopped and looked at Rayan. "Do you understand why I asked if you were alone?" she asked. Rayan thought for a moment. "Because you needed to know I could be trusted?" "Yes," Lyra said. "And because humans are often alone in their own world, even among others. Those who are alone, who listen, who care, they are the ones who can connect with the unseen. You are not just alone, Rayan, you are capable. You are ready." Rayan felt a mix of pride, fear, and excitement. "I want to learn," he said quietly. "You will," Lyra said, her glow softening. "But remember, this is only the beginning. There are many secrets hidden in the forest, many beings you will meet, and many lessons you must learn. Some will challenge you. Some will test your courage and your heart. But you must trust the forest, and you must trust yourself." Rayan nodded. He realized that the ordinary world he had always known was only one layer of reality. Beneath it lay a world full of light, wonder, and guardians like Lyra. And for the first time in his life, he felt connected, not only to the forest but to something greater than himself. As the sun began to dip toward the horizon, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Rayan and Lyra returned to the edge of the hidden clearing. The blue light around her pulsed gently like a heartbeat. "Rest now, Rayan," she said. "Tomorrow you will see more. Tomorrow you will begin to understand the depth of the hidden light. But tonight, carry this knowledge in your heart. Remember that you are capable, that you are seen, and that you are not alone." Rayan nodded, feeling a sense of calm and purpose. The hidden light had chosen him as a witness, and he would not fail. He took a deep breath and promised himself that he would honor the trust Lyra had placed in him. As he walked home through the ordinary forest, the ordinary sounds seemed different now. The rustle of leaves, the chirping of birds, even the gentle flow of the stream carried whispers of a world he had barely begun to understand. Somewhere deep in the forest, eyes like sapphires watched over him, and Rayan knew that this was only the beginning of an extraordinary journey. The next morning, Rayan woke with a strange sense of excitement. Even before opening his eyes, he could feel it. The pull of the forest, the gentle warmth of Lyra's light lingering in his thoughts. Last night's lessons played repeatedly in his mind. The hidden light, the guardians, the unseen beings that existed alongside his world. He had always thought of the forest as ordinary, but now it felt alive in a way he could sense deep inside himself. After a quick breakfast, he grabbed his satchel and hurried toward the forest. As he approached the edge, a soft blue glow appeared among the trees, just as it had the night before. Lyra was waiting, floating slightly above the ground, her robe shimmering in the morning sun. Her hair floated gently around her face, and her sapphire eyes sparkled like the first stars of the evening. "You came early," Lyra said with a smile, her voice as calm and melodic as ever. "I couldn't wait," Rayan admitted. "I want to learn more. I want to see your world." Lyra nodded. "Then follow me. Today you will see what most humans can never imagine." As they moved deeper into the forest, the ordinary trees gradually changed. The bark became smooth and luminescent, reflecting faint colors that shifted as Rayan walked past. Moss glowed softly underfoot, and tiny flowers opened as they passed, releasing delicate lights into the air. Every step revealed something new. Rayan felt as if he had entered a world where reality and dreams blended into one. "Where are we going?" he asked. "To the heart of the hidden world," Lyra replied. "It is a place where the forest's energy gathers most strongly. Here the unseen beings live freely. You will meet some of them, and you must remember to observe and respect their space." Rayan nodded. "I will." They reached a small hill, and from the top the forest opened into a vast valley unlike anything Rayan had ever seen. Streams of crystal-clear water twisted like silver ribbons across the land, glowing faintly as if carrying light inside them. Trees of unusual shapes and colors stretched toward the sky, their leaves shining in hues of blue, green, and gold. Small creatures moved among the trees, some flying, some gliding, and others walking on the glowing grass. Each was unique, magical, and alive in ways Rayan could barely comprehend. "Is this real?" he whispered, awestruck. "Yes," Lyra said softly. "This is the hidden world, the part of the forest that humans cannot usually see. It is connected to your world, but it exists in a layer that requires belief, attention, and care to perceive." Rayan stepped closer, noticing the creatures in more detail. Some resembled tiny deer with translucent wings. Others looked like birds made entirely of light, and some were shapes he could not name. They moved gracefully, unafraid, as if recognizing Lyra as their guardian. The valley was alive with colors, movement, and energy, more vibrant than anything Rayan had ever imagined. "Do they know I am here?" he asked. Lyra smiled. "They can sense you. The hidden light communicates without words. They can feel your heart, your curiosity, and your intentions. As long as you are kind and respectful, they will accept your presence." Rayan watched quietly, careful not to disturb anything. He felt a strange connection to the creatures and the glowing plants. The air itself seemed alive, carrying tiny whispers that he could almost understand. It was as if the forest wanted him to notice, to listen, and to become a part of its world. "Can humans ever come here?" he asked. "Rarely," Lyra said. "Only those who still believe and notice can find their way. Most humans have forgotten how to see, how to hear, and how to feel. That is why I watch your world. That is why I spoke to you. You have not forgotten." Rayan felt proud but also nervous. "So I have a responsibility?" "Yes," Lyra said. "You must remember what you see. You must care for this world even if others cannot. Your actions, your choices, and your thoughts affect the balance. Humans may not realize it, but their hearts are connected to the hidden light. Those who believe keep it alive." As they moved deeper into the valley, Rayan noticed a stream glowing with a soft golden light. Tiny fish swam beneath the surface, their scales sparkling in the sunlight. Lyra knelt beside the stream, her hand hovering above the water. "This is the stream of memory," she said. "It holds the thoughts and feelings of humans who still notice the hidden world. Every kind act, every moment of wonder adds to its light. When humans forget, the stream dims, but when they remember, it shines brightly." Rayan knelt beside her, dipping his fingers into the water. It felt cool and alive, and tiny ripples of light spread across the surface. He could see faint images in the water, scenes of kindness, moments of curiosity, and quiet acts of care. Some showed humans helping others. Others showed people noticing beauty in the smallest details. Rayan realized that even small gestures mattered. They connected the human world to this hidden light. Even small acts matter? He asked. Yes, Lyra said. Never underestimate the power of noticing, caring, and believing. Humans often forget that the smallest actions can have the greatest impact. That is why you are here. That is why I chose to speak to you. They continued walking until they reached a forest clearing where trees formed an arch over a circular pool of water. The pool reflected the sky above, but the surface shimmered with faint images of beings from the hidden world. Some had glowing wings, others had shapes like flowing mist, and all moved gracefully. Lyra gestured toward the pool. These are the guardians of light. They watch over the forest, the hidden world, and the human world alike. Some are gentle, some are strong, and all protect the balance. Rayan watched silently, amazed. He felt as if he had stepped into a story he had only dreamed about in books. The guardians moved with purpose, yet there was a sense of calm and peace in their presence. They did not fear him, nor did they approach too closely. They existed in harmony, connected to each other and to the world around them. Can I speak to them? Rayan asked softly. You can communicate through your heart, Lyra said. The hidden light does not need words. Feel, notice, and respect. That is how you connect. Rayan closed his eyes and focused on the beings in the pool. He felt a warmth spread through him, a gentle sense of understanding. The guardian seemed to sense his intentions, and slowly, the images in the water shimmered brighter. He felt a connection to the forest, to the creatures, and to Lyra herself. It was a bond that went beyond words. After some time, Lyra spoke again. Tomorrow you will see more. You will meet other beings, and some will test your courage. The hidden world is full of wonder, but it is also full of lessons. Each encounter will teach you something important. Remember, always observe and respect. Never take what does not belong to you, and never try to force the unseen to reveal itself. Patience and care are the greatest powers a human can have here. Rayan nodded. He felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He knew that this was only the beginning of his journey. The hidden world was vast, full of mysteries, and he had much to learn, but he was ready.
He had seen the first layer of its wonders, and now he was beginning to understand the responsibility that came with knowledge. As the day grew older, the hidden light shifted.
Colors deepened, shadows danced gently, and the creatures moved through the valley with quiet grace. Rayan felt as if he were becoming part of the forest itself, connected to every leaf, every creature, and every ripple of light. Finally, as the sun began to set, Lyra led him to the edge of the hidden valley. The light around her pulsed softly, a reminder of the energy that bound the world together. Rest now, Rayan, she said. Tomorrow you will continue your journey. You will see beings you cannot yet imagine, and you will face lessons that will challenge your heart. But remember, you are not alone. I am with you, and the hidden world watches. Rayan nodded, feeling both calm and eager. As he left the hidden valley and returned to the familiar forest path, he realized that nothing would ever feel ordinary again. The world he had known was only a small part of reality, and now he had seen what lay beneath. A world of light, life, and wonder awaited him, and he had been chosen to witness it. That night, Rayan lay in bed thinking about everything he had seen. The forest, the guardians, the glowing streams, and Lyra herself, all of it filled his mind. He felt a deep sense of purpose, knowing that he was connected to something greater than himself. The hidden world had opened its doors to him, and he could not wait to continue exploring, learning, and growing. As sleep came, he whispered to himself, I am ready, and somewhere in the forest 2 unseen eyes watched and smiled, knowing that the human they had chosen was prepared for the challenges ahead. The sun had barely risen when Rayan stepped into the forest again. He felt a mix of excitement and nervousness, knowing that today would reveal even more of the hidden world. The memory of Lyra's glowing figure and her sapphire eyes filled his mind. Every rustle of leaves and every distant sound of birds seemed sharper, almost as if the forest was alive in response to his presence. As he approached the clearing where Lyra had first appeared to him that morning, he saw her waiting. Her light pulsed gently in the soft morning sun, and her eyes sparkled with warmth. "You came early," she said, smiling. "I wanted to," Rayan replied. "I want to see more. I want to understand everything you can show me." "Very well," Lyra said. "Today you will meet others of my kind. You will also see the deeper secrets of the hidden world. But remember, what you see must remain with you. Others cannot witness this unless they are ready." Rayan nodded, his heart pounding. He had already seen wonders beyond anything he had imagined, but he felt that today's journey would be even more extraordinary. Lyra led him through a winding path where the forest grew brighter with each step. The trees shimmered faintly in hues of gold and green. Tiny lights floated around the roots, moving like living stars. The air smelled fresh and magical, carrying whispers that Rayan could almost understand. He realized that the forest was communicating in its own way, guiding him, teaching him, and watching him closely. "Do all humans see this world?" Rayan asked, breaking the silence. "No," Lyra replied softly. "Only those who believe, who notice, and who care can find it. Most humans have forgotten how to see, how to listen, and how to feel. That is why your role is important. Your curiosity, kindness, and care allow the hidden light to remain alive." Rayan took a deep breath. He felt a sense of responsibility settle over him. He had always wondered why he felt different, why he noticed small things others did not. Now he understood that this ability was a gift, a connection to something far greater than himself. They reached a small valley where the sunlight broke through the trees in golden beams. The grass glowed faintly beneath their feet, and streams of crystal-clear water wound through the land. Strange creatures moved gracefully among the trees. Some glided in the air like living ribbons of light. Others darted along the ground, their forms delicate and shimmering. Rayan watched in awe, realizing he had never seen anything like this before. "These are the guardians of the hidden world," Lyra explained. "Some protect the forest, some protect the streams, and others watch over humans. All of them work together to keep the balance. You must observe them quietly. Respect is the first rule," Rayan nodded. He crouched near the edge of a stream and watched a small creature with wings like glass. It danced across the water's surface, leaving trails of light behind. Another creature, shaped like a small deer with faintly glowing antlers, stepped cautiously from the forest shadows. The hidden world was alive in a way Rayan had never imagined. "Can I interact with them?" he asked softly. "Not yet," Lyra said. "Today you will learn to connect through observation. Your heart, your intentions, and your attention are the keys. The hidden world responds to respect and care, not force. Watch closely and feel the energy around you." Rayan focused on the stream and the creatures nearby. He felt a warmth spreading through him, a gentle sense of understanding. The guardians seemed to sense him as well. They paused, their glowing eyes flicking toward him, and then continued their movements. Rayan realized that he did not need to touch or speak to them. His presence, his attention, and his respect were enough. As they walked further into the valley, Lyra pointed toward a cluster of glowing trees. "These are the trees of memory," she said. "They store the thoughts and feelings of humans who still believe in the unseen. Each leaf carries a moment of curiosity, kindness, or wonder. The stronger the belief, the brighter the leaves shine." Rayan approached one of the trees, fascinated. The leaves glowed in shades of gold, blue, and green. He reached out his hand, careful not to touch the tree, and felt the warmth of the light in his fingertips. Images flashed in his mind. Humans helping each other, noticing small wonders, or dreaming about magical possibilities. He understood now that every small act mattered, connecting humans to the hidden world in ways he had never realized. "Even small acts matter?" he asked. "Yes," Lyra replied. "Never underestimate the power of noticing and caring. Every kind thought, every moment of wonder, every act of kindness strengthens the connection. That is why you are here. That is why I chose to speak to you." They continued walking until they reached a wide, shallow pool. The water was clear, reflecting the sky and the surrounding trees. Tiny lights floated above the surface, moving in patterns that seemed almost like words. Rayan leaned closer and saw images of hidden beings, magical creatures, and moments of human kindness reflected in the water. It was as if the pool contained the story of the hidden world itself. "These images show the balance between humans and the hidden world," Lyra explained. "When humans forget, the water dims. When they remember, it shines brightly. You are part of this balance, Rayan. Your attention, care, and belief help keep the light alive." Rayan felt a deep sense of responsibility. He realized that even small choices mattered. He had always thought his curiosity was ordinary, but now he knew it was special. His ability to notice, care, and believe made him part of something extraordinary. As the day went on, Lyra led him deeper into the forest. They reached a hilltop where the hidden world stretched endlessly. Streams of light twisted across the valley. Creatures moved gracefully through the air, and the trees shimmered in countless colors. Rayan stood in awe, unable to take in the full beauty of what he saw. "Tomorrow you will see more," Lyra said. "You will meet beings who may test your courage, your patience, and your heart. The hidden world is not only beautiful, it is full of lessons. Every encounter will teach you something important. Remember, always observe and respect. Never take what does not belong to you, and never try to force the unseen to reveal itself. Patience and care are the greatest powers a human can have here." Rayan nodded. He felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He understood that this journey was not just about seeing magical creatures or glowing forests. It was about learning, understanding, and becoming part of the hidden world's balance. As the sun began to set, casting golden shadows across the valley, Lyra led him back to a quiet clearing. The light around her pulsed gently, as if reminding him of the energy that connected all living things. "Rest now, Rayan," she said. "Tomorrow will be another day of learning. But remember, you are not alone. The hidden world watches, and I am with you. As long as you believe and care, you are never alone." Rayan nodded, feeling a calm warmth in his chest. He knew he would never forget the sights, sounds, and lessons of the hidden world. He had seen wonders beyond anything he had imagined, and he had learned the importance of attention, kindness, and belief. As he walked home through the familiar forest path, the ordinary world seemed different. The rustle of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the gentle flow of streams carried whispers of the hidden world. Rayan realized that the magic he had seen was not separate from his life. It was connected to everything around him. That night, as he lay in bed, Rayan thought about Lyra and the hidden world. He remembered the glowing streams, the creatures in the pool, and the sapphire eyes that had first met his. He understood that this was only the beginning of a journey that would continue for the rest of his life. The hidden world had chosen him as a witness, and he felt honored and ready for the challenges ahead. Before falling asleep, he whispered to himself, "I am ready." And somewhere deep in the forest, eyes like sapphires watched over him, smiling. The hidden world had found a human who could see, who could believe, and who could care. And in that moment, Rayan realized that he was truly not alone.